There is a sound that moves through silence since the dawn of time. It vibrates before light, before matter, before any human thought. Some call it the pulse. Others have heard it in dreams, in the pause between their own heartbeats. And perhaps, if this video has reached you, it's not by chance. Everything in the universe pulses. Every star, every cell, every atom beats like a microscopic drum resonating the same symphony. Yet, somewhere in history, we lost our tuning with that original sound. The noise of modern life silenced the pulse that connects us to the all. And it is about this forgotten frequency that we will speak today. The ancient emerald tablets of Thoth, texts wrapped in mystery, said to be more than 36,000 years old, describe a sonic key capable of opening portals of consciousness and reconnecting human beings to the cosmic rhythm. But is this lost frequency literal, a measurable sound, or symbolic, an energetic code vibrating within consciousness itself? Today we'll explore this mystery deeply, not as empty mysticism, but as a living investigation, where science and spirit meet again. We'll speak of vibration, frequency, resonance, and also of neuroscience, quantum physics, and the power of emotion over the body's electromagnetic field. Get ready for something beyond what you've ever heard about spirituality. This is not another compilation of ancient quotes or mystical theories. It's a journey into the sound that structures reality. The sound Thoth called the voice of light. Before we go further, subscribe now, not as a formality, but because this helps expand collective consciousness. Each awakened being resonates with thousands of others. When you subscribe, you anchor that vibration and become part of this field of expansion. As you listen, allow yourself to feel. What will be revealed here is not just information, it's frequency. And if you listen closely, you may sense something familiar, a distant echo, as if the universe itself were breathing with you. Perhaps it is the pulse. Perhaps it is the call to remember who you truly are. It is said that Thoth, the god of wisdom, was not merely an Egyptian deity, but a traveler between worlds, a being who understood the vibrational architecture of the universe. The emerald tablets, attributed to him, were written in a language that not only describes the cosmos, but emits it. Historically, scholars debate their existence. No archaeologist has ever found the original tablets. What we have are translations and Hermetic writings that appeared between the 6th and 8th centuries, based on much older oral traditions. So let's be clear. The tablets as we know them are a fusion of myth and spiritual alchemy. Yet, within this myth lie symbolic codes that echo through civilizations. And it is there that science begins to hear the resonance of truth. In the tablets, Thoth speaks of portals of light and sounds that open the gates of space. For centuries, these phrases were dismissed as poetic metaphors. But today, experiments in physics and bioacoustics reveal something extraordinary. Sound truly shapes matter. If a simple vibration can arrange particles of sand into geometric harmony, imagine what conscious frequencies, emitted with intention, can do to the human body and its energetic field. Science calls this cymatics. When sound waves move across a surface, they create patterns of beauty, mandalas, flowers, and even ancient symbols described in the tablets themselves. It is as if sound were the invisible sculptor of reality. Thoth seemed to know this long before us. In one passage, he writes, "Rise from silence and listen. Sound is the bridge between what is and what will be." This simple phrase hides profound wisdom. The universe is not a collection of solid objects, but a dance of vibration. Everything that exists, from atom to thought, is a modulation of frequency. If your life feels out of tune at times, it's no coincidence. Perhaps you've just drifted from the original pulse. The good news is, it never disappeared. It has always been waiting for the moment your awareness remembers it again. In the next stage, we'll dive even deeper into this mystery. But remember, awakening begins by listening. The pulse doesn't shout, it whispers, between one breath and the next. And in that stillness, Thoth still speaks. Imagine for a moment that the universe doesn't speak in words, but in frequencies. Every sound, emotion, and thought is a note in this cosmic symphony. And Thoth, the scribe of the gods, mastered the art of decoding and emitting these primordial tones. In the tablets, he states that all things move and vibrate, and that whoever understands this vibration holds the power of creation. Today, quantum physics begins to confirm this ancient view. Reality isn't solid, it's a field of probabilities, shaped by energy patterns that respond to observation and intention. But there's something even subtler here. When we speak, when we think, we emit frequencies. Our neurons fire electrical impulses that generate electromagnetic fields. These fields interact with the environment, affecting not only ourselves but everything around us. In other words, words create. It's no coincidence that across spiritual traditions, sound is the first creative act. In Egypt, the universe is born from the voice of Ta. In India, from the sound Om. In the Bible, in the beginning was the Word. For Thoth, sound was the code through which the invisible becomes form. Today, neuroscientists study what's known as entrainment, the brain's ability to synchronize with external vibration patterns. When we listen to a specific frequency, our brainwaves literally shift, aligning with that rhythm. This is the basis for sound meditation and bioresonance technologies used to balance emotion and relieve stress. Think of the human body as an instrument, and consciousness as the musician. When the musician is distracted, the sound goes out of tune. But when presence returns, the instrument vibrates in harmony. The Emerald Tablets seem to invite us to remember that we are both transmitters and receivers of a universal vibrational language. Each word we speak is geometry in motion. Each emotion is a wave shaping the quantum field around us. That is why true alchemy begins with how we think and feel. Perhaps this is the language of the gods Thoth spoke of, not a mysterious tongue, but the coherent vibration of heart and mind aligned. As you listen to these words, sense the pulse. It's there, silent yet alive, holding every sound. The living proof that the universe, right now, is listening to you. Among the most enigmatic passages of the Emerald Tablets, there is one that says, "Open the gate of the inner flame with the sound that vibrates between worlds." For centuries, this phrase was seen as pure metaphor. Yet, as modern science progresses, we realize that the gate of the inner flame may not be symbolic at all, but physiological. That flame lies within us, at the geometric center of the brain, the pineal gland. The pineal, called by Descartes the seat of the soul, is a biological crystal. It contains apatite crystals, piezoelectric structures that, when stimulated by electromagnetic pulses, emit light. Yes, there is literally a source of light inside the human brain. And here, Thoth's enigma begins to take scientific form. Hermetic texts speak of sound that moves light. In biophysics, we know that certain sound frequencies can induce electrical oscillations in the brain, stimulating deep regions, including the pineal. When this happens, the gland releases endogenous DMT, expanding perception and awareness. What the ancients called opening the gate might describe a real neurovibrational process, but it's not just biology, it's living geometry. The pineal connects to the electromagnetic field of the heart and to the Earth's Schumann resonance, the planet's natural electromagnetic heartbeat, around 7.83 Hertz. When we're in coherence, heart, breath, and mind aligned, Our entire body resonates with that field. It's in that state that the inner sound, the pulse, becomes audible to awareness. The Emerald Tablets say that Thoth used the sound of the One to cross dimensions. Read through the lens of modern science. It might mean he learned to synchronize his own field of consciousness with higher order frequencies, waves of coherence capable of altering the perceived structure of space and time. What was once called magic may now be understood as physics applied to consciousness. And perhaps Thoth's lost frequency isn't an external sound at all, but an internal vibration, a tuning key aligning body, mind, and the cosmic field. As you listen, notice if there's a sound coming from within, not auditory, perceptive, a subtle hum, a light vibration at the center of the head, a gentle warmth in the chest. That's the pulse remembering the way back. The sound that vibrates between worlds was never lost. We are the ones who must learn again to hear it. Pause for a moment. Don't skip ahead. Close your eyes if you wish. Breathe. Everything we've spoken so far, the pulse, the tablets, the pineal gland, the vibration of the universe, is not just ancient theory or spiritual poetry. It's a reminder, a call to something you've always known, deep within. Most people live surrounded by noise, external and internal. Mental noise, emotional noise, digital noise. And it is that very noise that keeps us from hearing the most subtle sound, the one vibrating inside consciousness. The lost sound was never hidden by anyone. It's a melody we simply forgot to listen to. Pay attention. You are listening to this video, but more deeply, the video is listening to you. Every cell in your body receives these vibrations and responds. Your bones, your blood, your synapses, all of them vibrate. Nothing is still. This knowledge did not reach you by coincidence. It arrives now because your field is ready to resonate at a higher frequency. And perhaps that's why the universe found a way to make you hear this message. The affirmations you leave here, in the comments or in your personal journal, are more than words. They are vibrational codes. When you write, read, and repeat consciously, you create an energetic circuit that reprograms the mind and anchors this new timeline into your field. So when I invite you to comment, it's not just for engagement, it's to nourish the collective flow of consciousness. It's an act of anchoring. Daily repetition turns vibration into identity. If you wish to seal this understanding now, write, here, or to yourself. I consciously choose the frequency that creates my world. Repeat this phrase over the next few days, aloud or in silence. Let it become the soundtrack of your vibrational field, because each time you pronounce it, the universe rearranges its particles around that new coherence. And slowly, everything that doesn't resonate begins to dissolve, naturally, effortlessly. The pulse is alive, and right now, it vibrates within you, waiting to be remembered. If everything vibrates, as both Thoth and modern physics affirm, then the inevitable question is, what are we vibrating with right now? The universe is a vast field of moving energy. Quantum physics calls it the unified field, where every particle, atom, and thought is connected within an invisible fabric, like strings vibrating in the same cosmic harp. Nothing exists in isolation. Every human emotion is a wave cast into this field, shifting the balance of everything it touches. When Thoth spoke of attuning to the sound of Earth, he may have been referring to what we now measure as the Schumann resonance. Discovered in 1952 by German physicist Winfried Schumann, it is the planet's electromagnetic heartbeat, a fundamental frequency around 7.83 Hertz. Remarkably, this matches the brain's alpha and theta waves, associated with calm, intuition, and meditative states. This means that when you slow down, breathe consciously, and enter cardiac coherence, your body literally synchronizes with the rhythm of the earth. It's as if you tune the human instrument to the planet. And when this tuning occurs, something extraordinary happens. The electromagnetic field of the heart, the strongest in the body, begins to radiate harmonic patterns that influence not only your surroundings, but the collective field itself. Research from the HeartMath Institute shows that emotions such as gratitude, compassion, and love produce a coherent vibrational signature, a smooth, stable wave that extends beyond the physical body. These emotions not only transform your inner state, but reorganize the quantum field around you, opening pathways for synchronicity and healing. Conversely, states of fear, anger, or guilt create chaotic, fragmented fields, disconnecting us from the Earth's pulse. And here, ancient wisdom meets modern science. Thoth once said that disharmonic sound cuts the thread that binds man to the all, but harmony can be restored. Every conscious breath, every loving thought, every elevated emotion is a note played in resonance with the planet and with the universe itself. That is true alchemy, the vibrational transmutation of the human mind in harmony with the cosmos. Now, as you listen, try something simple. Take a deep breath, feel your heartbeat, and imagine that rhythm is the same pulse beating within the center of the earth. That is the bridge between the invisible and the tangible, between the ancient and the modern, between you and the pulse that never ceased. In the Emerald Tablets, Thoth speaks of 7 keys that open the gates of ascension. For centuries, they were seen as mystical symbols, but when viewed through the science of consciousness, these keys reveal themselves as specific vibrational states, mental and emotional frequencies capable of altering how we perceive and create reality. The first key is the vibration of conscious thought. Everything begins with focus. Where we place attention, we place energy. Neuroplasticity shows that neural pathways strengthen with use. Every repeated thought trains the brain to perceive the world in a particular way. Thoth called this the forging of the mind. He said, "Man becomes that which he imagines." Modern psychology calls this the neural self-image, the invisible mold that directs our choices. The second key is emotional harmony. Emotions are electrochemical frequencies. Each feeling has a specific vibrational signature moving through the body. Fear and anxiety create incoherence. Love, gratitude, and acceptance generate heart coherence, a measurable state of balance between heart and brain. Coherence opens intuition, clarity, and a sense of connection. The third key is conscious breathing, the bridge between body and field. Each breath is an exchange of information with the universe. By breathing rhythmically and deeply, we regulate the autonomic nervous system and realign the heartbeat with the Earth's Schumann resonance, literally syncing with the planet's pulse. The fourth key is intentional speech. Every word carries a sound wave and emotional charge. To speak with intention is to launch codes into the quantum field. That's why ancient traditions used mantras and prayers, not as superstition, but as vibrational technology, as sound engineering. And the fifth key is coherent action. Nothing manifests without movement. To think and feel without acting is like producing sound without letting air vibrate. True mastery happens when thought, emotion, and action resonate as one. That is the trinity of conscious creation. These keys don't belong to temples or secret orders. They exist within the human body, accessible to anyone who learns to listen to the pulse. Applied together, they generate a state of expansion where the individual self dissolves into harmony with the all. Thoth said, "When the inner sound and the outer sound become one, the veil of forgetting is torn, and man remembers he is light." Breathe and hold that image. The pulse is that remembrance vibrating within you. There is a point where science and mysticism stop being opposites and become complementary. That point is the heart. For a long time, the heart was seen merely as a biological pump. But recent research shows it is also a powerful electromagnetic center, emitting an energy field extending up to 3 meters around the body. And that field changes depending on what we feel. The HeartMath Institute calls this phenomenon heart coherence. When emotion and breath harmonize, the heartbeat becomes stable and the entire nervous system synchronizes. In this state, brainwaves, breathing, and heart rhythms move together. It is literally the pulse uniting body and mind. Now imagine what happens when this coherence is held with intention. The heart's vibration is not only physiological, it is informational. The cardiac field carries energy patterns that influence brain waves, hormones, and even electromagnetic interactions between people. That's why when you walk into a room, you feel the atmosphere before anyone speaks. Your field perceives before your mind interprets. Thoth once said, "The portal to the above opens at the center of the being." The ancient Egyptians didn't place the soul in the head, but in the heart. They knew that the highest frequency a human can emit doesn't arise from the intellect, but from pure emotion, love as the cohesive force of the universe, not as romance, but as resonance. Modern quantum physics describes something similar. Coherent particles tend to behave as a single organism. It's as if universal consciousness emerges from harmony among parts. The heart, then, is the instrument that tunes the human being to universal awareness, the point where the individual pulse and the cosmic pulse become one. And here lies a powerful truth. Studies show that when we feel gratitude or compassion, the DNA within our cells literally changes shape, opening into a more harmonious spiral. In other words, the heart can rewrite biological code through emotional vibration. Thoth called this the science of living light. Perhaps when he spoke of the lost frequency, he was referring to this vibration, the frequency of the awakened heart, the silent sound of inner coherence. Breathe and feel. Your heart is not merely an organ, it is a vibrational temple, and every beat is a reminder that the universe pulses within you. Knowledge becomes real when it's lived. Thoth said, "Wisdom is sound in motion. To understand is to vibrate, and to vibrate consciously is to participate in creation." Across centuries, different traditions preserved this art of sound. In Egypt, temple priests chanted long tones to align the body with the earth's energetic fields. In India, the mantra Om was seen as the frequency of the universe itself. In Tibet, deep-voiced monks used vibration to expand awareness into space. All these practices share one principle. Sound is not worship, it's vibrational engineering. You can experience this sacred science yourself. No instruments are needed, no complex rituals, only your body, your breath, and your intention. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. As you exhale, release a long, steady sound. Any tone. Feel the vibration spreading through your chest and head. This simple act stimulates the vagus nerve, regulates heart rhythm, and induces brainwave relaxation. It's biology responding to vibration, the body remembering it as energy in motion. You can enhance this using frequencies known to stimulate expanded states. 963 Hz, called the frequency of unity, linked to higher consciousness and universal connection, or 528 Hz, the frequency of love, studied by biochemists for its potential to repair DNA strands in lab settings. These tones are not magic. They are sonic keys that open perception when intention is pure. Another exercise is the heart chant. Place your hand on your chest, close your eyes, and imagine each heartbeat as an ancient drum. Let a spontaneous sound emerge, a vowel, a hum, natural chant. There is no right or wrong. It's your being's vibrational language communicating with the field. Some call this toning. The ancient Egyptians called it the voice of the Ka, the voice of the soul. These practices require no belief, only presence, because in presence, the pulse reveals itself. And the more consciously you vibrate, the more your reality reconfigures to match that new state. The lost frequency isn't hidden in a stone tablet or buried in the sands of Egypt. It's in your breath, your chest, your courage to emit your own sound. The universe responds to authentic vibration, and that is the highest form of prayer. Everything we've explored, the pulse, sound, the heart, the earth's vibration, leads to one realization. The lost frequency was never gone. It was never hidden or erased. It was forgotten within us. When Thoth wrote in the emerald tablets that man shall fall into the sleep of illusion until he hears again the sound of the One, he wasn't speaking of a physical apocalypse, but of an inner awakening. Humanity has spent millennia in disconnection, believing itself separate from nature, from the cosmos, from its own source. Yet the pulse, that primordial sound, has never ceased. It has waited silently for the moment when human awareness would be ready to listen again. That moment is now. Science is beginning to measure what the ancients always knew, that the electromagnetic field of the heart can synchronize people across distance, that intention changes the structure of water, that the observer alters the behavior of particles. We are rediscovering, in scientific language, what spiritual civilizations once expressed through poetry. We are co-creators of reality. So this video is not merely an explanation. It's a call. You are part of this transition. Each conscious breath, each elevated emotion, each word you speak contributes to raising the planet's collective frequency. When you vibrate in love, it's not only you who changes, the entire field reorganizes. That is why Thoth spoke of vibrational responsibility, the sacred duty to remember that every thought is sound, every emotion is light, and every choice is a note resonating in the fabric of the cosmos. If you've made it this far, it's not by chance. You have heard the pulse, perhaps subtly, perhaps as a memory, but it has found you. Now, carry it with you. When you wake, breathe consciously. When you speak, feel the vibration of your words. When you feel, let the heart set the rhythm. And when the world becomes noise, turn inward. There, the sound still vibrates, pure, silent, eternal. The return of the lost frequency is the return of ourselves. If this message resonated with you, share it. Help expand this field of awareness, for each awakening illuminates hundreds of others. Leave your comment, your vibration, your testimony, not merely for engagement, but because your energy is part of this collective creation. And remember, the highest timeline is not a place in the future. It is a state of being, available here and now. May you walk in peace, in lucidity, and in love. Until the next awakening.